Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather. Sorry for the late update because some storms have already started. As you can see, some strong severe storms there already in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and the severe thunderstorm watch there. So stay safe from the storms. But let's see what they say here, so you know what to continue happening with the storm. So there's a slight risk there and the marginal from Missouri to New York, and slight parts of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, southwestern New York, parts of northern Virginia, Maryland, and even southeastern Ohio. So stay safe there. There's a marginal in northern Minnesota, UP of Michigan, northern Wisconsin, and general storms in the south. So tornado threat less than 2%, but always be aware, you never know. Wind threat 15 and 5% in all the areas. Hail threat just 5% there in the northeast and kind of the Ohio Valley and Appalachians. So stay safe there. Let's see, severe thunderstorms capable mainly damaging winds possible today in parts of the central Appalachians into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. Isolated severe wind gusts may also occur in parts of the northern Great Lakes. So stay safe there. And let's see for tomorrow, it shows, let's see, another marginal risk in parts of the east, mid-Atlantic and northeast, and even Tennessee, Kentucky, parts of South Carolina, and Georgia, North Carolina, into Virginia and other areas. So be aware there. There's a general risk of storms in the south, kind of in the west, tornado less than 2%, wind 5% there, and hail less than 5%. So mainly some strong thunderstorms keep producing damaging wind gusts will still appear possible in parts of New England into southern Appalachians on Sunday. So be aware there Sunday. Let's see for Monday, just storms, the general risk of storms in the south, especially in Texas and Louisiana because of the low pressure there, more in parts of Florida and other areas, and in the northwest. So let's see. There's also the fire threat. Today is just isolated dry thunderstorms possible in Nevada and Utah, and maybe close to northwestern Arizona, but mainly there in Nevada and Utah. Be aware. Dry thunderstorms can be dangerous. Might have some like low precipitation, lots of lightning and wind, so be careful. And some dry thunderstorms possible tomorrow for Sunday in parts of Oregon, Nevada, western Utah, and southwestern Idaho. So be aware for tomorrow as well. And day 3, there's actually already an area there. I think that's day 4 it shows, but there's an area there possibly of critical fire by parts of Nevada and California. So be aware there. Let's see. Day 3 doesn't show anything, but day 4 there. So yeah, be aware. And let's see. The HER shows today there. There are already those storms ongoing there, and then they might keep happening. Show some stronger severe storms going to Maryland and Northern Virginia later, and the ones in New York too. Be careful. Some, let's see, in Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and other areas, so stay safe there. In the south still shows a lot in Louisiana, Texas, those storms there. Let's see. And the rainfall accumulation till the end of this run shows more in Louisiana, southeastern Texas, and especially southern Louisiana there, and some in Florida from afternoon storms there, the storms on the northeast. So yeah, stay safe. So let's see. Excessive rainfall, a slight risk in southeast Texas, most Louisiana coast, and even southwestern Mississippi. A marginal in southern Florida from another system near Cuba with some storms and rain. Another marginal from Texas to Alabama. Another marginal in New Mexico. Another marginal, no, that's Arizona. New Mexico and Arizona. And a marginal from West Texas all the way to the northeast through Oklahoma, many areas, and a slight risk in parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and West Virginia, and even Virginia and Maryland. So be careful there with some heavy rain. Tomorrow, marginal in Texas, Louisiana, and New Mexico. Another marginal in North Carolina, Virginia, parts of West Virginia, uh, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Georgia. Day 3, another marginal for Texas, New Mexico, and another marginal Carolinas and Georgia. Day 4, another marginal in Texas, kind of Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Day 5 for next Wednesday shows another marginal from Texas to Florida and all the way up to Tennessee. So stay safe there. Precipitation today shows a lot in the coast, and especially in the Gulf near Texas and Louisiana, a lot in southern Louisiana there. So be careful, some isolated flash floods. More in New Mexico and Arizona, especially southern New Mexico and Arizona there, afternoon storms, and shows more in Florida, more throughout the east, all throughout the east there, through Canada as well, so because of the storms. For Sunday tomorrow, more throughout central western Texas, so you get heavier there in central western Texas, the rain's coming from Mexico and the Gulf, so be aware there. And more in the Texas coast, especially a lot there. Those light purples close to 2 inches. Let's see if more Florida storms, more in the Carolinas, Virginia. Let's see. Day 3 for Tuesday shows more in central Texas, close to 3 inches, 2 inches, like 2.5 inches. So be careful. South Carolina, Georgia, Florida shows a lot. Northwest some. Day 4 more across generally the south, that the moisture will spread from Texas all the way north to Mississippi and Arkansas for Wednesday. For Thursday, this moisture will keep spreading there north to Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, still in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, more areas there, so be aware of the rain. Might be heavy. And day 6 next Friday, heavier in northern Georgia, southern Mississippi, parts of Tennessee, Alabama, so be careful there. Some in the Great Lakes as well, and some other areas. Day 7, more in the southeast, be careful, and throughout the east. So days 1 through 7 shows a lot near the coast to the southeast. So the accumulation of the 7 days close to 5 inches, like near South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, near Texas close to 6 inches in the whole 7 days, and the coast of Mississippi, Louisiana too, close to 5 inches, 6 inches, so be careful. And a lot of rain. You can see the hot spot there through Texas, the mid-south, a lot of rain next week in those areas, so be aware. And some in the northwest in Canada, and of course down there in Mexico, so be aware. Let's see. Snowfall, nothing. Fronts, the fronts there, and let's see here. So the heat risk is still kind of major in the northwest there, and moderate in California too, some moderate heat risk in the southeast and parts of the east, and minor heat risk in the yellow. Sunday, more major heat risk in the northwest, southwest, and moderate heat risk in the southeast. Monday, some more moderate heat risk in the north, in the southwest and southeast, even some major in Florida. And Tuesday, more moderate to major heat risk in the northern high plains, more moderate heat risk in the southwest and south and southeast. Wednesday, more moderate to major heat risk in California, even an area of extreme there. Next Wednesday, more in the south of Arizona, Southern California, Oregon. Some moderate in the southeast and major heat risk in Florida still. So Thursday shows more moderate heat risk in the southeast, some major to extreme heat risk in southwestern Arizona, California, through the west, moderate heat risk, and then Friday more moderate heat risk in the northwest, extreme to major in parts of the southwest, and some moderate through California Valley to extreme, minor heat risk throughout the mid-south, some areas, moderate heat risk in Florida, so be aware. The maximum temperatures today shows more 100s on the southwest, even 100s all the way to southwestern Oregon, through the valleys in California, more in the northwest, all the way to 102 in Idaho and Washington, 90s on the southeast, more 80s throughout the mid-central south, some areas. Day 2, shows more 90s in the northwest, throughout the west, lots of 90s, so hot day there. Southwest, so 100s, 90s in the north. Southeast, so 90s as well. Some 80s through the Ohio Valley in some areas, and the minimum temperatures all the way down to low 50s in the north. In the Rockies, too, a little bit colder, and some high 80s as minimum temperatures in the southwest. That's very hot. And yeah, let's see. Day 3 max temperatures shows more 90s in the north, southwest 100s for Monday, in the northwest there, southeast some 90s as well. For Tuesday, shows more 90s in the north there, in the northern plains, more 100s on the southwest in the California valleys, more 90s, high 80s in the southeast. Day 5 Wednesday, more high some 80s throughout the central mid-south, some 90s in Florida, 100s on the southwest, and all the way to 102 in some valleys in California, 110 there. And those valleys like Death Valley shows even higher, like 115, even more, those darker shades. So let's see. Day 6 max for Thursday, more 100s there, all the way to 112 in Arizona, California. Be careful there. Even higher in Death Valley, close to 115. Shows more, let's see, not more 90s on the northwest. Some 80s in central areas, 90s in Florida. And let's see, day 7 next Friday, more 90s in the southeast, in Texas, in Florida, 112 in the southwest, 100s there. And let's see here, and we can see a closer look in the southwest. It shows some 111 Arizona, all the way to 114 between California and Arizona, some 100 throughout the valleys of California this next Friday. And we can zoom in further, but it shows those darker shades could be almost 120 degrees in that valley in areas there. So 102, some 90s throughout Utah and Nevada, so be aware. Let's see. It shows here the hazards. This change all the time, but we have the severe thunderstorm warnings and watches there. The flood watches in Mississippi and Louisiana. It's strange that they don't have it for Texas, but there's in Louisiana. Let's see, heat advisories in the northwest, air quality advisories, and even like some gale warnings in the lake there, Lake Superior. So yeah, be aware. Let's see, for Canada, it shows some minor storms today, parts of Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Let's see, Northwestern Territories nothing, British Columbia nothing, but there'll be some rain there. I'll show you in a second, but storms nothing crazy. Shows today some minor storms in southwestern Ontario and central Ontario. There might be some stronger storms because we have that marginal risk in the northern U.S. that those marginal risk storms might affect Canada as well. So I think there might be a severe storm or two there this afternoon, so be aware. And Quebec shows some minor storms in the south, and that's close to the marginal risk in the northeast, so there might be a stronger storm or two. And shows there another minor storms in western Quebec. Atlantic Canada, nothing crazy. For today, for tomorrow, some minor storms in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, so be aware there. The rain I told you is in British Columbia there, some snow in the mountains of Alaska and Yukon, then it keeps going there, some more rain. Let's see, but it diminishes a little bit, but still some showers around, some storms in Alberta probably by Tuesday, and then this next round of rain comes there to British Columbia, Yukon, and southern Alaska, especially some snow in the mountains there, still some storms in Saskatchewan by next Thursday. Then this rain keeps coming, some more snow there in the mountains, and some other systems later, especially this system like by August, no, by September 9th, show some heavy snow there, so be aware. And this was the GFS. Let's see Central Canada with the European. So shows that big system there in the Hudson Bay, the cold front in Quebec. It shows this afternoon those storms there in Ontario, Manitoba, southwestern Ontario especially, affecting like the parts of the northern U.S. and the Great Lakes. So that's like the marginal risk. So maybe some heavy rain spots there this afternoon and evening, and a severe storm or two. So be aware. Then it continues later, tomorrow, through southern western Ontario and goes into Quebec, and then later into Quebec there. We have today, Saturday, that front with all that rain there. And then that new system from Ontario to Quebec by Sunday shows a lot of rain there. Even an isolated snow spots shows that front in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, some storms on Monday. To Newfoundland, some rain there by between Monday and Tuesday. And a little bit quieter later, just some showers before the next system comes to Ontario by the 4th there, and then more stuff later by September 5th. So be aware there. Let's see the current hazards. This change all the time as well, but still have air quality advisories in parts of Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So because of the smoke there, so be aware. Even some air quality advisories in southern northwestern territories. Still storm surge warnings there in northern Yukon. So let's see here. Wait, zooming closer here. So, storm surge conditions expected in Kikutarut Territorial Park until Monday. Daily maximum water values are expected 20 to 35 centimeters above the highest astronomical tide through this weekend, so be aware there. In Ontario, some special air quality statements too. For the smoking, nothing else for now. They might add some stuff later, but now it's kind of quiet. So let's see what else. So let's see some temperatures here first, then I'll show you some more storms later. So the maximum temperatures today shows all the way to 30 degrees in southern British Columbia, 29 degrees, 28 through some areas there, 24 degrees in Alberta, to 23, a little less hot, like 9 degrees in northern Ontario, but yeah, 23 degrees in Toronto. Take a look at all that extreme heat in the US. And let's see, tomorrow, Sunday, already shows the heat expanding, 29 degrees to Saskatchewan and Alberta, some high 20s there. Still in British Columbia, close to 30 degrees there. So be aware, even Vancouver Island, some 28 degrees. And yeah, maybe a little bit warmer in southern Ontario. And yeah, then later might continue like this, like semi-hot in the west, the heat moving east, especially like next week shows all the way to 32 degrees in parts of Saskatchewan there, and colder in the north there. So yeah, stay safe. Let's see. Just the her here again to see some more storms. So it shows here. It shows all those showers and storms there in Ontario today from that new system. So it's mainly some heavy rain threat with those storms, but there might be a severe storm or two, especially in the southernmost part in southwestern Ontario and parts of the Great Lakes there. So be aware. Then those storms continue to Quebec tomorrow, but mainly some heavy rain. Then today shows the storms in the northeast and some storms in southern Quebec there. So be aware. Then the storms in the Great Lakes there, continuing through Michigan. So yeah, be aware. And the wind, let's just quickly see. We have very strong gusts there in Quebec because of that system. And then it continues, shows some still strong gusts through northern Ontario by Monday. And then these very strong winds go towards eastern Quebec and Labrador by Monday night. Then this keeps going. Some stronger winds come there into Manitoba by Wednesday, and then this keeps going. Let's see, and and some uncertainty later. But we might have some gusty winds too, like near California, Nevada, by like Monday, some areas of the mountains there, and not areas. So this is mainly it. Stay safe.